Have you been told that your miscarriages are just bad luck or chromosomal abnormalities? Maybe your doctor said, these things just happen, or you'll get pregnant again. Don't worry. But after your second, third, or even seventh loss, that explanation doesn't feel right anymore, does it? If you're watching this video, you probably have had that gut feeling, that intuition telling you something else is really going on. And you know what? You're absolutely right to trust that feeling. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar, also known as the Fertility Expert. For over 22 years, I've worked with thousands of women who've experienced recurrent pregnancy loss. And I can tell you this, your miscarriages are very likely not random at all. Today, I'm going to share the hidden causes behind recurrent miscarriage that most doctors never test for, the real stories of members from my Hope Fertility program who discovered what was actually causing their losses, and most importantly, what you can do about it right now. But before we dive in, I want to invite you to my free masterclass, where I walk you through the proven 5-step system to transform your fertility and reignite your hope and help you get pregnant. This includes specific strategies for preventing pregnancy loss and have helped thousands of women just like you in the past. It's completely free, and I'm going to leave the link for it in the description below. Here's what I want you to understand from the very beginning. If you've had 2 or more miscarriages, that is not normal. And it's not random. Your body is trying to tell you something important, and we need to listen to it. I've seen this story hundreds of times in the Hope Fertility program. A woman comes to me after multiple losses, and she's been told by doctor after doctor that everything looks normal and that her losses are just one of those things that happen. But when we do comprehensive testing, the kind of testing most doctors never run, we find very specific, very treatable causes. So let me start by sharing some real examples. One member discovered she had antiphospholipid syndrome, which causes blood clotting issues, and another elevated natural killer cells that were attacking her pregnancies. Yet another had MTHFR mutations that were affecting her ability to process folate properly. These aren't rare, exotic conditions. They're common, identifiable, and most importantly, they're treatable. The tragedy is that most women never get tested for them. So let's move on to point number 1, the testing gap. When doctors say they've done all the testing, what they really mean is they've done all the testing they know how to run, or that insurance will cover, or that they think is absolutely necessary. But there's a whole world of testing that could reveal the true cause of your miscarriages. In the Hope Fertility program, we do comprehensive miscarriage panels that go far beyond basic hormone testing. We look at blood clotting factors, autoimmune markers, genetic mutations, and inflammatory markers that most doctors never check. I have members get tested for things like MTHFR mutations, which affect how your body processes folate. Critical for a healthy pregnancy. We test for natural killer cells, which can attack an implanting embryo. And we check for antiphospholipid syndrome and other blood clotting disorders that can cause pregnancy loss. One member, Jillian, told me her doctors had done all the testing, all after 3 miscarriages. But when we ran our comprehensive panel, we found she had thyroid issues they'd absolutely missed and MTHFR mutations that were never addressed. She said, Dr. Sklar took my concerns seriously, and we addressed these issues through supplement and dietary changes. Another member had 7 miscarriages in a row before finding me. Her doctors couldn't explain what was happening, and they called it unexplained secondary infertility. But when we tested her, we found specific autoimmune and blood clotting issues that explained everything. Listen, the reality is that the standard miscarriage workup is woefully inadequate. If you've been told everything is normal, it's very likely that important pieces of the puzzle are simply missing. The second point is about autoimmune and inflammatory causes. Many recurrent miscarriages are caused by autoimmune and inflammatory issues where your body's immune system mistakenly attacks the developing pregnancy. These conditions are more common than most people realize and are completely treatable once identified. We test for elevated natural killer cells, which are supposed to protect you from infection, but can sometimes attack an implanting embryo. We also check for autoimmune conditions like antiphospholipid syndrome, lupus, lupus, and other inflammatory conditions that can interfere with your pregnancy. Once we identify these issues, we can address them through targeted protocols. This might include anti-inflammatory diets, specific supplements, stress management techniques, and in some cases, working with a specialist who understands these conditions in more detail. I had one member who came to me after multiple losses. When we tested her, we actually discovered that she had antiphospholipid syndrome, which causes sticky blood and blood clotting issues. She said it made sense because my testing for my placenta came back with immature blood cells. Once we identified this, we worked with her and her hematologist to create a plan. She started taking baby aspirin daily and was prepared to use Lovenox injections during her pregnancy. She told me, I was scared, but I was also relieved. Finally, I have some type of answer to what's been happening to me, and it makes sense. Another member had elevated natural killer cells and clotting issues, two things together, and we created a customized plan to regulate her immune system and improve her circulation. After 6 weeks of following her personalized protocol, she conceived naturally and carried her baby to full term. Listen, the key is understanding that these aren't mysterious conditions. They're identifiable and absolutely treatable. Number 3, genetic and blood clotting factors. Genetic mutations like MTHFR, factor V, and other blood clotting disorders can significantly increase your risk of a miscarriage. These aren't rare genetic diseases. They are common variations that affect how your body processes certain nutrients or manages blood clotting. MTHFR mutations affect how your body processes folate, which is critical for healthy DNA synthesis and pregnancy development. Blood clotting disorders can prevent proper blood flow to the developing baby. These are specific testable conditions that require specific interventions. When we find MTHFR mutations, we use specific forms of folate that your body can actually utilize. For blood clotting issues, we work on improving blood circulation and, when necessary, collaborate with hematologists for medical management. I worked with a member, her name was Mackenzie, who had a homozygous MTHFR mutation and protein S deficiency, two factors. Her treatment plan included specific dietary changes to support blood circulation, targeted supplements to address MTHFR mutations, and protocols to manage her other health factors. Another member discovered she had multiple blood clotting factors after we ran comprehensive testing. This is what she said to me. She said, I probably would have still been in the same cycle of getting pregnant and not being able to sustain the pregnancy. I would have just listened to the fertility doctors and done IVF, but that wasn't guaranteed to work either, because I still would have had the same underlying issues and wouldn't have known the real cause. The truth is, IVF doesn't fix these underlying causes. You can have the highest quality embryos in the world, and if you have untreated blood clotting issues or autoimmune problems, those pregnancies can still result in a loss. Number 4, the microbiome connection. Emerging research shows that infections and microbiome imbalances in your gut, vaginal canal, and even in your uterus can contribute to pregnancy loss. These are areas that traditional medicine rarely investigates, but they can be crucial factors. We test for hidden infections like ureaplasma and mycoplasma, which can interfere with implantation and early pregnancy development. We also look at vaginal and uterine microbiome health, especially for women with implantation issues or recurrent pregnancy loss. When we find microbiome imbalances or infections, we address them through targeted protocols. This might include specific probiotics, antimicrobial herbs, or in some cases, appropriate medical treatment to clear the infections. This is a fascinating area that's already showing incredible results. I've seen members improve their pregnancy outcomes significantly after addressing microbiome issues that were never identified by their previous doctors. The microbiome testing can identify inflammation, viruses, unwanted bacteria, or infections that we can specifically address. It's like having a roadmap for exactly what needs to be corrected in your body's ecosystem. This is especially important for women who've had multiple implantation failures or losses, because the health of your microbiome directly affects your body's ability to support and sustain a healthy pregnancy. 5, the comprehensive approach. Most doctors test for one thing at a time, if they test at all. But recurrent miscarriage is rarely caused by just one factor. It's usually a combination of issues that need to be addressed together for the best possible outcomes. In the Hope Fertility Program, we look at the whole picture. We examine hormonal health, immune function, blood clotting factors, genetic mutations, microbiome health, stress levels, nutrition, and environmental factors. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Then we create a comprehensive plan that addresses all of these areas. Instead of just treating symptoms, we identify and address root causes. This might include dietary changes to reduce inflammation, specific supplements to support genetic mutations, stress management techniques to regulate immune function and your nervous system, and detoxification protocols to reduce the toxic burden. One of our members said, the program itself was helpful with all the information, all the blood work, and all the knowledge that I've gotten from it. Just knowing that there was somebody there for you, going to bat for you. It's like having an extra support system that was really needed. If you're tired of being told your miscarriages are random and you're ready to get real answers, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. This is where we will review your history, identify what testing you might be missing, and create a comprehensive plan to address the root causes of your pregnancy losses. This is not about false hope. This is about getting answers that you deserve and the support that you need. You can book your assessment using the link in the description below. I know how emotionally devastating recurrent miscarriage can be. I know how isolating it feels to keep losing pregnancies while everyone around you seems to be getting pregnant and carrying to term easily. I know the grief, the fear, and the feeling like your body is betraying you. But I want you to know that your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to communicate with you. Those miscarriages are your body's way of saying something needs attention here, right now. In the Hope Fertility Program, I've worked with women who've had multiple losses, some 7, even more miscarriages, who went on to have healthy pregnancies once we identified and addressed the underlying causes. Your losses are not random. They're not punishment. They're not proof that you're not meant to be a mother. They're signs pointing to a specific issue that can be identified and addressed. You deserve answers. You deserve support, and you deserve a healthy pregnancy. Your miscarriages are trying to tell you something important, and it's time to listen. The comprehensive testing and support you need exists. You just need to know where to find it. In the Hope Fertility Program, we've helped hundreds of women discover the real causes behind their pregnancy losses and go on to have healthy babies. We don't accept unexplained as an answer, and neither should you. If you're ready to stop accepting non-answers and start getting the comprehensive support that you deserve, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. This is where we will review your complete history, identify what might be missing from your current approach, and create a detailed plan to address the root causes of your pregnancy losses. This could be the conversation that finally gives you the answers you've been searching for. The link is in the description below. To keep learning about fertility and hear more success stories from women who overcame recurrent pregnancy loss, check out these hope stories from other members of my program. You'll find the playlist link in the description. And if, like them, you want my help and me as your coach, remember to apply to qualify for the Hope Fertility Program using the link in the description below as well. Until the next video, stay fertile. And please remember, your losses are not random. There are answers and there is hope.